What's your pickup line?
How you doing? No. I mean, well, I don't really have to pick them because I mean, in Bumble, you don't really have to say.
That's why he doesn't get matches.
Yeah.
Spread good, baby.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the Spread Good podcast. My name is Brodi Nick, and I'm joined yet again by my good friend and fellow Spread Good squad member, Nick. What up, Nick?
What up? Back here at Spread Good HQ.
Yep. So last episode, we had a bit of false advertisement as we did tease Jason to be here in this next episode with us. But all of you amazing supporters have been crushing it with the merch sales, which we're so grateful for. Jason is a bit too busy to be in this episode as Jason fulfills prints, designs, does all the merch here at the Spread Good Squad. But have no fear, we have yet another Spread Good Squad member to join us. You may be familiar with him. What up, Walter?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you so much for having me. It's excited to be here. I'm kind of nervous. Yeah, kind of nervous. First podcast ever, but I'm excited to be, along with friends and also to talk about cool stuff. So cheers to everyone.
Cheers. So, that's what alcohol's for, right, Walter?
Yeah, it's all about,
Let's get lit, son.
Let's get lit.
So, Walter is usually behind the camera here at the Spread Good Squad. So really excited to have him here so you guys can get to know him a little bit better. Walter, how does it feel to be in front of the camera?
Yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking, honestly. I like to be just behind there because sometimes I feel like I talk nonsense and then I get very self-conscious. Like right now, you see, I don't know where I'm going with this conversation. But at the same time, it's kind of it's good to get out of your comfort zone. So it's gonna be kind of interesting. Hopefully, I make sense out of the things that I'm saying. But yeah, it's good, exciting.
Doing great.
Yep.
Thank you.
5-star reviews. 5-star reviews because of Walter.
Yeah.
So anyways, Walter, obviously you've been part of the Spread Good Squad since the very beginning as a camera operator. How did you get into camera work?
Well, when I was a little kid growing up in Mexico, let me go back to the story and tell the whole thing. So I grew up in Mexico, for people that don't know me, I grew up in Mexico in a small town. I used to be, grew up in a farm, taking care of cows, had horses, chickens, all that kind of sort of thing, right? So when I moved here in 2005, I started, went to high school to learn English and all that stuff. So when I was a junior in high school, I took a art class, it was a film class then. Because I need to fulfill the art requirement, right, for me to graduate high school. So I picked film, and that, like the introduction to film, how things are made and how films are put together, like just blew me away. And I just fell in love with the whole process. And I was just like, you know what, this is what I want to do. So when I graduated high school, I had a clear idea that I wanted to go and pursue that. So I ended up going to university and study filmmaking, which at this point I feel like it was kind of a waste of time and money because you don't need to go to film school to be successful. Hey,
Plug.
Hey, brought to you by. So, but at the same time, I made like really good connections and made really good friends, and it kind of gave me this insight of all the kind of different sides of film and everything that happens, right? So that's when I kind of redefined what I wanted to do. So at first I wanted, of course, everyone wants to be a director, everyone wants to be, make short films and everything. So, but at the same time, I really fell in love with cinematography and then the camera. So I just really liked the technical side of it and also just being in charge of the shot, So yeah, I graduated from university, tried to find my way into the film industry, met Saul, which I'm sure he's going to be part of the podcast as well because he's part of Spread Good. So then, so I pretty much working a lot of things from like short films to different projects and stuff like that. And well, we met at the Home and Family show at the Hallmark Channel, and then the rest is history. So when, Brody was putting the Spread Good Squad together, I was like, you know what? That sounds great. I'm going to be, be part of that because like we talked about, I always felt like it's always great shooting like narrative content, but like, I always felt like I wanted to shoot something with meaning, on purpose, and I feel like when you brought us on board for it with the Spread Good, I just wanted to be really involved because like it just feel good stories, so it was just, it meant meaningful, instead of just doing some random stuff or some reality show that makes no freaking sense, I just felt like it's like good, this is good people doing great things,
No, I love it. We've loved having you part of it. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I don't have my noties off. We've come a long way since we started the Spread Good Squad, and we've gotten to know each other quite well over the years, you know, all our different travels and whatnot. I want to bring it back to your childhood. You said you grew up in Mexico and you got into film. Was there a defining moment for you as a child when you knew this is what you wanted to do?
No, actually, look, honestly, when I was growing up in the farm, like I wanted to be a veterinarian. Wanted to be a vet. I don't know if I mentioned this before. Huh?
You want to take care of the animals?
I want to take care of the animals because, unfortunately, you know, being over there, I saw a lot of, you know, close to me animals, you know, unfortunately passed away, and, you know, not being able to do anything, it just kind of like really messed with you as a kid, you know. I just wanted to, like, you know, I want to do something. I want to save them, you know, and usually taking animals to the veterinarian over there, it was very, very expensive. So, like, sometimes it was unfortunate because we couldn't do anything about it, right? So I just felt like I want to do something like that. So that's kind of like the purpose that I had. And also coming here, I just kind of my goal was I'm just going to learn English, and I'm just going to work like my dad did, you know. He was, you know, respectable, you know, just get a job and, you know, just work, right? But, you know, good people over there, you know, and in high school, like, really pushed me to pursue higher education and to, you know, learn more about other things. And I feel like because of those people kind of show me how easy it was, you know, to apply to university, to go to university. And it was all like, I was a good student. I don't like to brag about myself, but technically I was, you know. I used to get A's and B's.
Think he's bragging.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it used to be A's and B's. And so it was easy for me to get, and also to get everything paid for, which it was even better, you know. So...
For sure.
Okay, so going back to your original question, I think I got sidetracked. You know, you see, this is what happens when I'm talking in front of the camera. You know?
Hashtag save the animals.
Save the animals. I get sidetracked the whole time. But so I wanted to be that. So then I feel like when I took the film class, I know it's a completely like almost 360 change for veterinarian or a doctor, and then to become a filmmaker. I think it's like whole thing. But I don't know. I just felt like something that spoke to me. You know, I just wanted to be part of that. And now I look back and look where we are, you know? So it's just like, kind of worked out, you know? So it's like, it's good. You know, it's always great to also think about, you know, where you come from. And it would have been great also probably. It would have been a good veterinarian. But at the same time, I like where I'm at right now, you know?
Yeah, you can make a film, Save the Animals.
Yeah.
Spread Good saves the animals.
Save the animals, yeah.
Directed by Walter.
Yep.
Yes.
Look out for it, 2025.
Yeah.
Calling it.
It's going to happen.
Starring Walter.
Yeah.
Starring Walter. So yeah, Walter, it's been really cool watching you grow in the film industry. You can shoot, you can edit, but what a lot of people don't know, you're multifaceted. You even do some stage work.
Yes. So I feel like finding my way into everything. And again, my passion is camera and work and all that, but I've done a lot of everything, you know, a little bit of everything. So like, you know, like in the original days when I met Brody, you know, we used to do cue cards,
Yep.
cue cards. And so then that was my introduction to the teleprompter work, which Brody's referring to as stage work, because I pretty much for the past year and a half, I've been working in like really nice, very nice, cool gigs, and had like one of the best like work experiences that I ever had. One of the ones that, again, I don't like to brag about myself.
Name drop. Chase the clout.
Yeah. So back last December and January, I did two tours with Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle.
Wow.
I was touring with them. We did all around the West Coast in December, and then all around the South in January, and has been one of the most epic experiences that I've had. And it was great working. I just didn't feel like work at all. You know, I had a free show with Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock every night, which I know it by heart. But it was, great experience. Oh, another thing I don't know if I mentioned. So about 2 weeks ago, I just like, for everyone is going to be like blown away by
live
this.
Update, live update.
Yeah. You get this first on here, on the Spread Good Squad podcast. So I made my childhood crush of all time. And it was great. I actually went up to her and I shook her hand and I say, you know, so great to meet you. It was great working with you. And do you know who?
Let's all take guesses on who Walter's childhood crush is.
I'm
Nick.
going to guess Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was Dave Chappelle.
Salma Hayek.
No.
But he would have been down.
I would have been done. Yeah, that would have been great.
I think you might have told me so I could be cheating, but is it Lizzie McGuire?
No.
Oh, what? I thought it was Lizzie McGuire.
No, it's not Lizzie McGuire. Oh, wait, no, Lizzie McGuire. Okay, yes, it's Lizzie McGuire.
That's not a real. You're not a real fan. You don't even know her real name.
No, no, her real name is.
Her stage name
is Hilary Duff. Yeah,
no,
so
it's
I bet
Lizzie McGuire.
It was Lizzie McGuire.
If you're a real fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know her songs, everything, so we can sing.
Yeah.
You
Let
sang
the
to her?
rain fall down, no wake my dreams, let it
Hey.
wash away.
Hey.
No, okay, I can go there.
Oh.
But so yeah, I met Hilary Duff. So like going back to the whole thing. So Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle did the tour with him, which was very great. But also I've met all other cool celebrities. I did one last week with Eva Longoria.
Wow.
Yeah, Eva Longoria, and also Taika Waititi. You know who he is? He's a director. Taika Waititi. He's a New Zealand director. He did the Thor movies. He did Jojo Rabbit.
Okay.
Very cool guy. Very cool guy.
Wow.
Right.
So out of all the celebrities that you met, is there one that sticks out to you for any specific reason?
Well, I'm sure like Dave Chappelle. I mean, he was like, just seeing him walking every night with a rolling like June box and smoking weed. I think was one of the most memorable things ever. And being like, yeah, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Yeah, what's up? Like he was very acknowledging to the crew, which is like, that's really well appreciated.
Love that.
Yeah, it's like, you got to love your crew too, because like, I feel like your crew is as good as you are. If you had a shitty crew, it's going to be bad, So I always like that. And then for me, like Chris Rock, it never seemed he acknowledged anything. He was just doing his own thing, Probably he ended up being like that because of the slap. Who knows, But but yeah, I think like Will Smith like knocked the nicest out of him. But either way, go back to Dave Chappelle.
Man, I think Walter's going to be on more episodes.
Celebrities.
More episodes
Yeah.
Walter needs to be on.
Yeah. So no, so I really like that acknowledging of that and just being like he seemed like he was very genuine, pretty much. Like very thankful of the experience that he was having, and also all of us too. Like, and he will like come down like back to the stage, and he will be like hanging out there with us and just talking. And yeah, what's up, man?
Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Did you smoke weed with him?
No, I didn't. I should have, but I mean, I don't really do that much because it gets
That
very
much.
bad. I don't know much occasionally. But let's talk about that. I guess so. Let's proceed. Next question, please.
So, but I really like that you mentioned celebrities that are nice to their crew, because somebody that's really stuck out to me. So like Walter mentioned, and I kind of want to jump into the story in another episode because it does involve our friend Saul. But long story short, so what I'm trying to say is Walter and I did meet on a TV show we were both working on, and we were part of the crew, doing cue cards, helping with the scripts. There is one celebrity that sticks out to me. I was actually just talking to Katie about this the other day. Henry Winkler. Do you remember?
Yes. He's
This
on the
guy.
show Barry.
Yep.
Great show, by the way.
This guy worked with him twice. When he steps on stage, when I say stage, it was a talk show we worked on. So it was like a live talk show, or kind of like this, but just like asking questions, and it was like a little sound stage. Anyways, usually when talent arrives, they're usually like an hour late, and they just step on stage, do their segment, and their agent like takes them into the back room. Henry Winkler shows up early, and when it's his time to take the stage, and mind you not, the stage managers are going crazy, like 3 minutes till we start shooting. He stops all the energy in the room, and he goes around and introduces himself to every single PA, every single cameraman, every single utility member, every single coordinator. And it's almost like awkward for the stage managers because they're like trying to move the show, like time to go. But he really genuinely wants to thank everybody for being there. And it's not even like a stunt that he's like trying to pull. It's so authentic. And I know this because I saw him do it twice.
Yes.
It's a real thing he does. And that's just something that I can't wait to hopefully do that someday.
Yeah,
If we have like 20 crew members that follow us all over the world and stuff, that's what it's all about, because I'll never forget that.
Yeah, and so like I feel like everyone is just part of the team, because they're making they're making that show, whatever it is, and I think like it's very important, again, just not just talent, but also the background, like the sound guy. If the sound is bad, everyone's gonna be calling it out, so it's like, I really hate when there's people like that who just don't, and I've seen that unfortunately too, and that's like what I feel like it's hard to see that that happen a lot. And I feel like the unfortunate thing, because of these stars, I feel like Hollywood somewhat like feeds that behavior instead of putting a stop to it. You know, if they acknowledge she's like 20 minutes late, or like she's an hour late, it's okay. It's okay. It's like, no, we just like, have the crew wait. It's like, no, screw that. Like, they're getting paid. We're getting paid. Like, everyone's gonna get there on time and get the job done. At least that's how I see it,
Great outlook. No, I totally agree. So what's really cool about all three of us sitting at this table is, out of all my friends, I feel like I've really traveled the world most with you, Nick. And honestly, it might be tied up with you, Walter. We have gone a lot of different places over the last few years.
We have had our share amount of of travels. And it's funny. Like I kind of like to think about that. Remember when we used to be cue cards? Like at the time, we were not really going like places together. We were talking about things where we wanted to go, and it was just kind of like we were kind of like somewhat talking about it and manifesting it, but without realizing it, right? Because at the end of the day, like ended up happening, and we ended up going to all these other places. And I was like, oh wow, that's cool.
It really is cool because I don't. Do you guys ever feel like sometimes like a few months or a year passes by just like that, but then you look back, it's like shit. We were out there.
Yeah.
Like we've gone to the Philippines together. I mean, I'm trying to name a place in the States, but it's been all over. South Carolina, New York, Hawaii, Sacramento, multiple times, Vegas. I don't know where we haven't gone together. But anyways, what has been your favorite spread good trip that we've gone on?
There's been multiple ones for sure. I mean, like Philippines was very overwhelming, and it was a great experience. I think put things in perspective. But I get that. We should talk about that some more time because that's a whole other thing. But I think the most recently has been like Iowa.
Oh, Iowa was
Going
good.
to Iowa. Just
Nick
like,
was it for that? Nick was there too?
Yeah.
I was there. I met you guys after the first day. But
Yeah, just the whole experience, like just people, it's just so nice, like everything just about just nicest people that I haven't seen, and like remember the family that went to visit and like very
Shout out
very
Harper.
nice. Yeah, Harper or Kennedy too. Both of them.
Oh
great.
gosh, all the sisters, they're so great.
so
So
good.
me and Walter went from partying in Manhattan till 6 a.m. to catching a flight to Pocahontas, Iowa. And for those of you who might not be familiar with Iowa, this is a 2-hour drive from the Des Moines airport. So we get to the airport and we're used to being like 15 minutes from a hotel. No, it's a 2+ hour drive. And
Just
it was
a bunch of cornfields.
Yeah, just like you would expect, right?
Yeah.
But it was worth every single second. We stayed with one of the families we helped through the nonprofit, Harper and her family. Just amazing. Like there's 4 girls and their parents, Danielle and Scott, and they live just in this super cool house in the middle of Pocahontas, Iowa. And I don't know how to explain it. It was just, okay, here's an example. Me and Walter are playing basketball with the kids out front, hanging out, drinking beers, playing basketball. And the ball flies in the middle of the street, and here comes this 2-year-old girl running into the street. Me and Walter almost lost our shit. Like we're just like, there's this child right. There's no cars.
There's nothing. There's no one there.
There's these kids can do whatever they want. There's nothing going on. And then after basketball, we go into their like freaking acre backyard and jump on the trampoline.
And I saw them, like being kids.
That's
crazy. It's
that
like
was it.
I think it was just like it's so memorable that because like nowadays, it's hard to say too, but like here in the city, you see kids like always with tablet or playing video games and stuff like that. I love video games, so that's another conversation for later. But just seeing them like just play with like basketball, just running around chasing each other. Remember that? Like it's just like it's so special to see like little kids being kids. It's something magical about that. So that's why it was very very memorable, and also the event that the rag ride. Like it was just a lot of nice people and really good energy and just overall nice.
Great energy. And it was just such a cool dynamic. Again, we were partying in Manhattan, just doing these big city things, and then coming to this small town in Iowa. And I honestly feel like we had more fun, which is crazy because we left New York thinking that was just wild. That was so much fun. And then we're playing basketball, drinking Gator beers, which we'll say that for another episode too. I think the people need to know what a Gator beer is, but it was awesome. And I think that's what's so cool about the Spread Good Squad is we really live this really full circle life.
Yeah.
We get to see so many different cultures, different people. And I'm so fulfilled by it all.
Yeah. And perspectives too.
Perspectives.
Like that's a different thing just because we sit like on complete side of the spectrum from like, kind of like you say, like crazy, loud, partying city of Manhattan to like quiet, rural town with a family,
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just both complete opposite side of the spectrum, I guess. And it's beautiful, to be able to see both the things and also understand those perspectives because like you can also go there to town and then like, it's like, yeah, this is terrible,
Right.
But no, it's the same time we kind of like embrace both sides of the
absolutely.
coin, and it's like a beautiful thing
We
to
thrive
be able
off
to do
it.
that. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I feel for sure like Iowa was very memorable, but technically we have made our tradition. Hawaii, it's been 2 years in a row, and I feel like we're going to be doing it every year nowadays.
Nick went to the first one?
Yeah, Nick was part of the first Hawaii expedition. But yeah, the Hawaii is very, it's very special. And then me and Brody got to go this year in February, and the same thing was like, even more special because we got to see more of the island at least this time around. And
got some hiking in.
Some good poke.
Yeah, and Walter actually got some right swiping in, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Yes. So, that's an interesting story. But at the same time, it's magical. It is nice, So we were in Maui and...
Not vacationing in Maui.
No, vacation.
Just a layover.
Just layover. So I was there, doing my, brought to you by Bumble. Look, it's yellow because of a reason.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor, yeah, please. Helps. No. So, so I was like swiping, just went back into dating apps. And next thing you know, I matched with this lady. And she ended up messaging me later by the time we got to
Waikiki.
Oahu. Yeah, we were over there. And then like
completely
she was
different
like,
island.
Yeah, we were just talking. And yeah, she seemed like very, very nice, And me and Brody, we did our own thing. And she was like, oh, when are you coming back to Maui? And I was like, well, we're just going to have a layover. And just going to go back to LA. And she was like, well, how long is your layover? So I was like, well, it's 3 hours. And I was like, well, we should meet up. So I, on the way back, I was like, we set it up. So I was going to go and meet her at this coffee shop in the middle of Maui. And I was going to leave Brody abandoned in the airport. But Brody being a nice guy, he helped me out.
Take one for the team.
Always. He helped me out. So...
Yeah.
You want to add to?
Yeah. So, this is a big buildup because we were on the island for 3.5 days, I think. And again, Walter matched with this girl in Maui, which is a completely different island. And we just thought they'd, become Instagram friends or whatever, but they just kept talking and talking and talking. So by the night before, she's like, when's the layover? And usually when we're doing layovers in Maui, they're like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was going to be like
some way, somehow, it's like 3.5 hours. It's actually an actual layover. So, yeah, Walter sets up this hang with her and, we watch a lot of Catfish, to be honest. So we were a little concerned. We couldn't really verify her profile on Instagram, but it was just going to be too good of a story. It was like Walter has to go. So obviously, I was very happy watching the luggages because I just needed to see how this played out.
Yeah.
So you just never know what you're going to get these days. So we just made sure to keep everything safe. So I actually gave Walter an AirTag.
Yeah.
So I can follow his voyage.
Yes.
All the way into the coffee crops of Maui. You were deep. I thought you were going a mile off the strip, but he went all the way in.
First, honestly, I went all the way in. No, so I was kind of freaked out because of same thing when she told me where I was gonna meet up. It's like, oh, it's like right in there, But then I ended up taking a lift, and it was like driving away. Next thing you know, I don't see the airport anymore, and continue driving over the mountains. I'm like, where am I going? But I get to this small town, and it was like actually very, very nice. And because it looked like a Western town in Hawaii, which it's hard to like. I mean, I guess it's understandable. I don't know what I'm saying, but it was like a really nice Western town. It was a lot of schools, and really nice looking structures and all that. So I'm going there, walking this like little alleyway, and then there was like the coffee shop. And yeah, like I'm thinking about the same thing. It's like, what if, I don't know, a dude shows up, or like something like that. I was like, look, it's fine if you like dudes, but okay, I shouldn't say anything. Okay.
Happy Pride.
But it's like, what if, I don't know, like if you had these expectations and then what if it's a different reality, right? But no, like she ended up, she was like, she was great. She was great. And then I have coffee. And she was great, yeah.
She was so great. She saved Walter a $60 lift back to the airport.
Yeah, so she actually, she gave me a ride back to the airport, and we were just talking and was showing me all the things that she had in her car and everything. And she took me back to the airport, and it was very nice too. Oh God, okay.
So the question is, next time we go to Waikiki, are we spending a day in Maui?
Possibly, but shit. I mean, okay. Like, it's like I feel bad because I haven't talked to her since then.
You ghosted her.
Well, I got busy, and then like also, I mean, I should say something. I know it's like I feel terrible. Like I don't like talking about.
No,
this.
I get it though. It is hard being a long distance, because I think it's really cool when you connect with people in different places, and because the thing that you guys had was honest. I remember how excited you were when you came back alive. I was like, oh, this is wow. I got my AirTag back. It was lit, So Walter was okay. And he was on cloud nine. You know, he's like,
that was a great time for
you
sure.
know, had a great time. She drove me back, got to know her. But then, you know, the reality is like, there's a fucking ocean in between you guys. Like what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right. And I think the best you can do is keep in touch with, which Walter fucking didn't do. But,
but you know why? Because I also, this is brought to you first by the Spread Good Squad podcast. I met someone else, and it's like this conversation for someone else. But if it works out, god damn, it's gonna be the best story ever told by me.
Does it involve traveling?
Yes.
Let's fucking go.
Yes. It will be, if it works out, then it's gonna be the best, most epic story. We pretty much gonna become fucking like sponsor. I mean, we should be sponsored by Bumble if this works out, because of what happened in Bumble as well.
Wow. So you're just a little bumblebee ambassador, huh?
I'm ambassador, yeah. But she's definitely like, I mean, I have very good stories from Bumble and testimonies.
Oh, all right. Well, reach out to us.
Yeah. So that was a little teaser for later, you know, because we can
Walter's just setting up all his appearances. Low key, look at that. He's going to be back if you didn't realize.
So from Philippines to like Bumble dating apps to like the origins of like home family. Okay, anyways, I'm going to shut up now.
No, Nick, so I've known Walter way before we started Spread Good Squad. But Nick, I know you met Walter just a few years ago when we started the Spread Good Squad. So what's it been like watching Walter just blossom in not just as a cameraman, but as a Walter? You know, I feel like you've really just seen so much of Walter.
It's been amazing. First, couple years I knew you. We barely talked.
Yeah.
I just thought you didn't really speak English well, so you didn't want to speak to me.
Well, look, in my defense, I'm going to say Nick was intimidating at first. I was like, well, this guy.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
he just looks at you kind of like.
It's the eyebrows.
Yes.
But when we went to Hawaii together,
and
we got a drink together, and I learned all about your life and all the things that you like and don't like, and all your drug escapades and everything that you've done. I was like, this guy's cool. And ever since, we traveled together, get to know you a little bit better. I think it's been really cool. And we connected over travel. You told me about your favorite trips to like Iceland and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about Spread Good is we all love to travel. We all love to spread good and meet people in different places.
Yeah.
It was just amazing meeting you and seeing you become this new Walter who's on camera.
Sorry, we got a bug on set. It's fucking weird.
I'm going to drink it. No, it flew away.
There you go.
Fruit slice.
All right. Go back to your proposal. Sorry.
But no, it's been amazing just seeing you blossom from Walter who didn't want to talk to me to the Walter who's on the podcast now. And
it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
He has a bunch more episodes ready to go.
Yeah, he's just laying it down.
Yeah,
he's just laying it down. But with that being said, Walter, you know, you're such a Bumble ambassador. How is being single in Hollywood?
Well, look, the long answer to make it short, it's terrible. It's pretty bad.
Just a lot of authentic people, eh?
Oof. Look, that's a whole other conversation. There you go.
Episode 48.
Look, so I have some friends, right? No, these guys, they're my friends too, but
single friends,
yeah. And you know, the interesting thing is that all of them have said the exact same thing, and it's like the problem is on me, you know, because they're saying it as well, right? The problem is that, like you say, authenticity of like people almost seems that they just want something out of you. Once they got it, that's it, your history, you know. And the problem is, like, I feel like the what the dating apps does is like the it kind of shows you like a lot, like all the options that there are, you know. And I feel like people are, because they see all these options, they're less likely to stick with one person, you know. And I feel like I see that a lot, and I feel like sometimes like is people like it's hard to even talk to them, like, because they have nothing interesting to say, you know. And I know I shouldn't say that, but it's like something is bad. Like, you know, for example, you match with someone. This is how the conversation goes. They, you know, of course, in Bumble, they have to message you first, right? So the first thing is like, hey. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? How's your weekend? You know, I say those things like, hey, how's it going? You know, how's the week going? And then the next thing you say is like, oh, it's good. Okay. They don't even say it's like, how's yours? How's your weekend? Or anything else. It's like, how are you supposed to follow a conversation if that's going to happen, you know?
So what you're saying is we're in the city of creatives and nobody's fucking creative.
No one's creative.
There's Have you gotten any good what am I trying to say?
Sex.
Oh, wow.
Different episode.
Different
Hey,
episode.
After dark.
Good catchphrases. What I'm talking about. Hit on lines. What are they called?
Pickup line.
Yeah. Have you gotten any good pickup lines?
What's your pickup line?
How you doing? No. I mean, well, I don't really have to pick them because in Bumble you don't really have to say.
That's why he doesn't get matches.
Yes, that's why I don't have anything because I don't say anything.
No. I actually am really excited about this most recent lady friend that he's matched with. We're not going to talk about this one because I think we're going to just use Walter as a fucking marketing ploy. Like, people are going to want to come back for Walter. So
I hope. Yeah.
Do you have any final words until you're on next episode, probably, Walter?
No. Well, I just want to say, it's great. I feel like it's always good to talk about things, and if people are interested in watching you or say other things, or tell your stories, I feel like that makes you even more, gives you more confidence to do things like this, and I think it's a good thing that, people are going to be maybe excited, hopefully excited about, coming here and just having conversations with us about some random stuff or about how they spray good or how they, the nice things that they're doing. So yeah, I'm excited for the future of this because again, we're just barely starting out and see, it's kind of like intimidating to be in front of the camera, which I was, but I feel like I opened up a little bit. Maybe you saw it in the videos. We'll see on the playback, right?
You drank the beer.
I think this is what it does. Like beer does.
It helps.
Yeah. But no, I'm just excited. Very excited for everything. So yeah, for that, I thank you for, making me part of this and, giving me an opportunity to talk about my stories.
Absolutely. Just keep doing crazy shit and you're welcome back anytime.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, I think that's a good place to end the episode. If you would like to learn more about Gator Beer, Walter's International Love, and a few other things, check out the next episodes. But until then, boys, did you have a good time?
Great time.
Good stuff. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me and good conversations.
Yep. Always.
Yeah.
And until next time, don't forget to take shots.
Talk shit.
And spray good.
Later, guys.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell button. Subscribe. Smash. Wow, that's aggressive.
Smash the button.
Smash the button. If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and smash the
Hit the bell
button. Keep spreading good. Later.
Walter, do you like raisins?
What?
Do you like raisins?
Raisins?
Yeah.
No.
How about a date? Come on, bro.